Wisdom Tales presents Nature's Silent Lessons. This is the story of a solitary tree, standing alone beneath an endless sky, and the storm that changed everything. When lightning strikes, some trees are destroyed in an instant, but sometimes, beneath the burned bark and broken branches, something remains alive. In the middle of an open field stood a tall, solitary tree. It stood higher than anything around it. So high that whenever clouds gathered in the sky, the tree seemed to be the first thing they saw. And perhaps the clouds were the first thing it saw, too. There were no mountains nearby, no buildings, no taller trees, only the tree and the vast sky above it. Years passed. The seasons changed. Summer came, rain fell, winter arrived, and then came the storms. Whenever the wind grew violent, the tree remained standing. Its branches swayed, its leaves trembled, and beneath the earth its roots held tightly to the soil. Then one night, the color of the sky began to change. Thunder rolled in the distance. The wind suddenly grew stronger. The branches twisted and shook. Leaves began to scatter across the ground. And then, for one brief moment, the entire sky turned white. Lightning flashed, but this time, it did not remain in the sky. With a deafening crack, the lightning struck the tree. For a moment, its trunk seemed to fill with fire and light. Its bark split open. Its branches began to burn. Some broke away and crashed to the ground. And then, everything became quiet. The storm moved on. The rain stopped. The clouds slowly disappeared. But in the middle of the field, the tree was no longer the same. Part of its trunk was burned. Many of its branches were gone. Its bark had turned black. From a distance, anyone looking at it might have thought the tree was dead. And the truth is, many trees cannot survive a strike like that. But lightning does not always mean the end of a tree. Sometimes the part above the ground can be severely damaged, while deep beneath the soil, the roots remain alive, and the roots of this tree were still alive. Days passed, then weeks. The seasons began to change, but the tree remained silent. There were no leaves, no new branches. It still looked burned and lifeless. Anyone who saw it might have said, "That tree is finished." But beneath the ground, something else was happening. Its roots were still spreading through the soil, still searching for water, still drawing nourishment from the earth. And quietly, gathering the strength to begin again. Then one morning, when no one expected it, a tiny green shoot appeared along the edge of the burned trunk. It was so small, someone could easily have missed it, but it was there, alive. A few days later, another shoot appeared. Then came new leaves, and slowly, the tree began to grow again. It was never exactly the same. The scars left by the lightning remained across its trunk. Some of its branches were gone forever. The memory of the storm had become a permanent part of its body. But it was still standing, and perhaps that was its greatest victory. The tree had not stopped the lightning. It had not escaped the storm. It had been wounded, burned, broken, but it had not been finished. And perhaps human beings are not so different. There are storms in life that we cannot stop. There are moments that arrive without warning and tear through everything we thought was secure. Sometimes a dream burns away. Sometimes a relationship breaks. Sometimes years of hard work seem to disappear in a single moment. And sometimes we look at ourselves and think, "There's nothing left in me." But remember this, people often see your branches. They see what you have lost. They see where you broke. They see your wounds. But they do not see your roots. They do not know how many silent nights you have survived. How many times you woke up after feeling completely broken. How many times you took one more step, even when you wanted to give up. And perhaps, sometimes you forget about your own roots too. You look only at your broken branches and decide that your story is over. But as long as something inside you still wants to try again, as long as even the smallest spark of hope remains alive. Your story is not over. Remember, a storm can break your branches, lightning can burn your trunk, life can wound you, but if your roots are still alive, you can grow again. Perhaps not as you were before, perhaps stronger than before, because some trees do more than simply survive a storm. In their silence, they prove that destruction is not always the end. Sometimes, it is the beginning of a new life. And if you are standing in the aftermath of your own storm today, do not let your wounds become the entire story of who you are. Your burned branches are not your whole identity. There may still be roots inside you, and perhaps a new branch is quietly waiting to emerge. Because falling is not failure, being burned is not the end, and being broken does not always mean being finished. Sometimes, all you have to do is hold on to the ground, even when nothing seems to remain above it. Because as long as the roots are alive,